Hey, 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 we back with Chop It Up with Coco, another special episode, man. I got one of my favorite guests, somebody who I've been talked about in my bio. He was very, very important to me, man. This guy's the real deal, probably Mr. Leatherneck. We're going to definitely talk about that here in a minute, man. You're going to hear coaches and players talk about this man a lot. And then when I put up these highlights of this man, y'all going to know why they call him Frank J. Frank Spraggins, man, a.k.a. Frank J, man. How you doing?
Everything good, man. Good to hear from you, man. Boy,
But,
Coco.
man, it's the thing about it, man. So I'm doing this bio. You know, we talked a little bit about it, and I can't have no bio, man, without you in it, man. You was so real with me. You was like a brother to me the whole time, man. Like I said, and people we looked from a distance when we first came. When I first came to Western, it was your school. You know what I'm saying? I was quiet, didn't say a whole lot. But I want the world to know who you is, man. You was too cold-blooded. You know what I'm saying? I heard you're going to hear Coach say some things that's going to probably surprise you, but I'm going to leave it for you to see it for yourself. But it ain't going to surprise you. Let me tell the world this, man, real quick, man. This man right here, four-year All-American. When I first met the man, he on around campus wearing hats that say All-American. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. Like, I'm the type of guy, I was kind of quiet, kept to myself, but ain't nothing like a dude with confidence, but back it up times 10. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was, people didn't have a problem with it, but people just ain't outspoken like that. And Frank, what you did for a lot of folks, man, you made them confident, because a lot of people didn't have no confidence. A lot of people ain't had no swag, but when you started installing that, they started feeling good. They started dressing better. They started it was okay to talk and be what you was. My thing was, again, I never heard nobody say nothing, because you probably would have dealt with them. That's how you roll, because you was a real one. But the thing was this, you know, my mindset was, and I told a few people this, and they ain't never really buttled me, but my thing was, what's the difference with Frank Spraggins, a.k.a. Frank J, and Deion Sanders? You know what I'm saying? Deion Sanders told everybody all that times 10, and he was celebrating. They thought it was the bomb. You know what I'm saying? But if you do it, not that people had a problem with, but they looked a little different. So my thing was, what's the difference? You was just as good as Deion. You know what I'm saying? You should have been playing on Sundays. We should have watched you for 20 years. You know, you probably pound for pound the best Leatherneck, and that's saying a lot. And there's no, please don't take this disrespect.
I appreciate that.
No. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying. And that's no disrespect to none of the Leathernecks that played in the NFL, none of the NFL All Pros. None of them guys I never met. But my point is, when you hear guys talk about the 96, 97 season playing with you and coaches and everybody else, we're all brothers. It's a brotherhood. There's no disrespect. And if somebody take it the wrong way, hold on, because they're competitive, I get it. But coaches that coach these players that play with these players, they gonna tell the truth, man. You know what I mean? So I feel like you was one of the best players, one of the best athletes that I had ever seen. But I just had to, you know what I'm saying? We became real close, man. I just remember you with them hats, man. Talk about your experience at Western, man.
Oh man, it was the opportunity to get out of East St. Louis, man. So that was the whole deal, man. So I'm like every kid's dream, man. Try to go to the league and get everybody out of the hood. So going to school was strange, because when I first went, I actually took my best friend with me, because he was in the streets doing nothing, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. I said, man, come on, let's go to college, man. I'm on full ride. Come on. That's my whole first year of school. I had my guy down there with me, man. So everything went smooth, man. I had my bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was a great time, though, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to play football, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love to do. And, my first year playing football, I didn't understand all the coverages and then all the cover 2, cover 3, the boxing zone, all the different stuff. I'm like, I don't know what that stuff. Got 9 picks.
Out there just being an athlete.
Got 9 picks, man. Didn't know nothing. Next year,
crazy.
Coach taught me all this stuff. Didn't have no picks. Had 110 tackles, though. You know what I'm saying? Like 115 tackles, man. It's safe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then third year I put together. You know what I'm saying? I put like 6 and 5, so everything went good, man. But I just wanted to be a leader, man. Just do something for the family, man. Do something everybody be proud of, man.
Well, I tell you one thing about you, that it was clear as cut, man. You number 9, they seen you everywhere. So one thing about you, man, you had balls of steel, and that's just the way you was raised. I'm gonna talk about where you come from in a minute. But one thing I noticed, and playing with you, playing against you when we scrimmaged, and just in all the games, you never waited for nobody. Like, for example, you talk about one year having all them picks, and you was flying out the air, knocking your own guys out the air, picking out the air, flipping on your head, you would jump up. You were so reckless and you were so fearless. Right. And then the next year you see you with 115 tackles. You didn't wait for no linebackers. You didn't wait for nobody. If somebody didn't get him, you was going to get him. You was a heat-seeking missile. So when I say it's arguably you one of the best athletes, if not the best, to come out of Western, that's saying a lot, giving up all the names. But that's what we saw. You know what I'm saying? When I'm on offense, I'm watching you on the field, you was all over the place. You was one of the extreme ball hawks I've ever seen in any football, in any level. Everywhere you look up, number 9, that nigga
I
there.
appreciate that.
Whether it's a tackle, whether it's a
Yeah.
pick, it didn't matter. You just had a really good nose. And at first, I'm going to be honest with you, Frank J. I thought you guessed sometimes. I'm like, damn, he a great guesser because he always know. But you was smart as hell. You wasn't just extreme street smart. You was football smart. You studied. You made sure you knew who was who, what their strengths and weaknesses was.
Yeah.
Talk about, like, you know, your study, man. Like I said, you knew everything. You knew coverages. You had everybody line where they needed to go. You was like another coach on the field, man. And I think that's why you were so good. It wasn't just your physical talent, because you was athletic as hell, dunk, jump, everything in the world. Talk about that part, man, when you knew everybody's position. You knew the linebackers, the ends, the corners. Man, talk about that, man. Where did that competitive edge come from, Frank J?
That was Coach Klein. I got to give him his props. You know, he was at North Dakota State. He coached Carson Wentz at Kansas State now, though. So that's my first defensive back coach. So, you know, he just challenged me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about knowing the coverages, though. So he put the whole back end coverage into my hands. So somebody going motion, I had to recognize that.
Right.
So sometimes I spent all that time in the film. Like I said, my sophomore year, I spent all that time getting that knowledge. Right. That's why I was like, you know, then people weren't coming at me no way because I had already killed the year before, so I ain't have many instructions, but I understood stuff. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I became a senior, and that's what I remember I played with Buck Phillips, man.
Yep.
And you know, I had it to where I knew everybody's position. Though, so if I had Buck on my backside, Buck might have it. He might have the inside route or whatever. He might have inside. Right. I'm gonna tell him, I said, Buck, don't let him inside, man, because I'm not gonna be there. He's like, you know, what's up? I said, man, trust me, I need you to hold my back. He crossed on face, yo, to pick this tight end that I saw on film last week on 3rd and long. He just came in 89. That's how I was making moves. I had to be a junior to put that together, man. And that, like I say, so it was real hard. Climber was, and Lamont was back there with me. Lou Nicholson was back there with me. So we worked it out. And yeah, I studied, man. I was serious about it.
You know what's so cool, man, doing this bio, man? Because I had Buck on here, and Buck talked about Coach Climate. He talked about how you had everybody's back. Everybody was so comfortable with the All-American back there. I'm talking about from a big kid, of a running back break, you'll come smack him. If they throw a corner out, you'll come. You just popped up all the time, and a lot of the guys talked about that, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you were so smart, and like I said, you had a nose for everything, and that's one thing that I saw, man. I love that about the coaching staff. They never got in your way. They let you made so many plays all the time. They let Frank J just be Frank J. And I love that, man. You stayed everywhere. Like I said, you were smart as hell, man. You was around the ball at all times. When we watched the highlights, Ball sent me a highlight tape, man, from 98 or from 88 to 96. Man, when it get to when you was in college, every single play on defense, Frank J. I'm talking about if it's a tackle, if it's a pick, every play, I'm watching you, and I wasn't there, but I'm watching you, two of y'all going for picks, and you elbowing them out the way to get the pick, and you flipping on your head, and you jumping up. You were just, you know what I'm saying? You was a ball hawk. You know what I'm saying?
I used to hate being in film and coach not talking about me, man. It used to piss me off. You know what I'm saying? You know how we used to get them gold shirts? Them gold shirts was about them gold shirts, remember?
What?
You passed
that was pride. And I'm going to tell you another thing, too, man.
I want one. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what made it hard for you too, man. And this just again, I got to compliment you. I know you talk about yourself a little bit, but like we older, you know, I want your kids and your friends and family. They know how cold you was, but I want to be able to tell because I lived it and I saw it. I'm gonna tell you what made you more of a G to me, dog. Because you was a 4-year All-American, and very many people can't say that. That's hard to be a 1-year American All-American. That's really hard. Right. You was a 4-year All-American, dog. But let me tell you what was hard. Everybody's scouting reports had you on it. So people stayed away from you in every aspect, and you still made them plays. You still put up big numbers. You still did those things. To me, that's really, really hard. That's like a basketball player averaging 40. We double them up, but you still get 40. That was you on the football field, man. So I saluted you, man. I saw so much growth. I saw so much in you. It wasn't just you, you know, that confidence. Like I said, a lot of guys, man, was timid, didn't have that because of the way they grew up. Now, that brings me back to this, man. You know, I remember growing up, man, East St. Louis was a murder capital. New Orleans and East St. Louis was going back and forth. Man, Lou was talking about it. Man, Coach Ball got on here damn near in tears talking about East St. Louis, man, and how the struggle was real over there for y'all. He said, man, the struggle over there was so real and so rough for those guys. Man, talk about being able to get up out of there, Frank. Like I said, went back what you want, man, and the streets love you. Everybody love you. And that's the hardest thing in the world for a person to grow up in a real rough neighborhood and go home and get love. Like, some people can't even go back to that. They're like, man, who is this nigga? You walk in and there's so much respect. Talk about East Saint, man, and the coaches and the people that made that dynasty, because y'all might have had a coach had the best record in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Because Coach
Bob
Ball talked
Shannon.
about him. Lou was talking about him. Talk
Yeah,
about
Bob
East Saint a
Shannon was
little
a
bit, man.
beast.
Put them on the map.
Well, yeah, East Saint is like you said, it's a lot of bad things, a lot of good people in East Saint, man. It's a lot of love though, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? It's real supportive. Like you say, you go to high school game in East Side High School's football. It's just crazy. I mean, we ain't missing the game. We be taking 10,000 all over the country. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, that's
So it's
crazy.
about that. But for me, it was just like, you know, I've always played with the big boys. You know what I'm saying? It was always little and everybody used to go win. I remember the first time I got a chance to play with the big boys. But my daddy was a strong person. My brothers were strong, and I was right up under. So life was a little bit easier for me to come in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because I had my big brothers. But I remember the guys in the hood accepted me fast. You know what I'm saying? I was the only one of my friends who could play with the big boys and all that.
Right.
So that made me grow up faster. You know what I'm saying? And once we got to school, I was kind of into the banging thing. I got to junior high school, and they was like, man, Jay, they seen something in me. We all see something in me. So that's how I got to playing ball. And then they told me to fall back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like you said, when I went to Western, we got out of here. This whole thing, get out of here, save mama, and get East St. Louis on the map. And a lot of great athletes that came out here as we speak, they're still doing it right now. That's going there.
Yep. Man, you took people with you as well, man. Like I said, one thing about you, man, you wasn't selfish, man. You know what I'm saying? I had an opportunity to become a real close friend of yours, man. And you always try to look out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like at first, like I said, we didn't know each other, but I watched you do things, man, that other people don't know your character. I got a chance to see it firsthand. And like I said, you know, I know you and Lou was super close. You know, you, Lou, and Stu. That was amazing to me to have 3 elite athletes come from one school to go to the same college and dominate college the same way they did. But like I said, man, I didn't know, and you never brag about these types of things. I didn't know until Lou got to telling me that y'all was like state champs 2 years in a row, national champs.
Oh, yeah.
Man, y'all just did it all, man. So you don't even know what it's like to lose, really, from what I understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Lou only lost twice in 3 years, I think. Lou only lost
crazy.
twice in 3 years. Yeah.
That's super crazy. But like I said, man, a lot of folks don't know your heart, man. Like I said, you got this big shield up. You know what I'm saying? But I got a chance to see what type of dude you really was, man. I really applaud you for being a super duper straight G from the hood, but at the same time, in the books, you was both smart, man. You had the best of both worlds. And I'm telling you, man, I really applaud you being who you was. So, like, there's so much about you that people don't know. And like I said, what I want to know is who was mainly responsible for Frank J being Frank J? Because like I said, man, you brought so much confidence and so much swag and so many different things that people that nowadays they're gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like back then when we was in college, we don't tell each other, oh man, you was my guy, I looked up to you, but you impacted me to a whole nother planet. So we grown adults now, we kids living our lives. I got no problem telling you that, man. I felt that way, but back then we ain't doing that. But now, man, when you go through your career and you start going through pieces and you start to looking at the people, when I turn that light off in that room, Frank J, your face pop up real bright because you was so much of an impact to me. And you always had my back. Talk about who's responsible for mainly you being the way you was. Man, I know you had the streets, you had everybody, your brothers, your dad, but what mainly your drive come from to make you like you was, Frank?
I can just say, I mean, you always would say I was a lot like my father, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not with us now, so a lot of people tell me that all the time, man. But this one to leave, man. That's cool, man. It's always being cool. You know what I'm saying? Then you know when you fall back, you just try to find ways, like you say, being leader. You know what I'm saying? People that are smarter, you know when to fall back, use all the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You be strong, you be up front, and it's just being cool, man. I just think that comes back to just being cool. It's one to lead, man. I always want to be in front. Like you said, as far as the tape, I always want to be somewhere. I want to be, you know what I'm saying? I want to be the talk of the town. I want to be the All-American hat. You know what I'm saying? Follow me. I got this. That's cool, man.
And you know what? And more people should be that way. You know, some people think that that's not a good way to be, but if you can, to me, ain't no better athlete or better person, and no matter what they do, can talk it and back it. You backed it times 2. There was never no disciplines. There was never no, you know what I mean, talking and not backing, and you did that. I'm going to tell you another thing too, man, and I applauded you on this too, man. People don't know, and I'm not going to tell your business, but you was a dad in college. You wasn't only playing football, you was a dad, and a lot of people can't say that, man. That's rough in itself. We're parents now. I'm parents now. But my point, to see you be a great football player, great friend, great leader, a great dad, like you had so many things on your plate and you handle it like nothing. You so laid back. You know what I'm saying? You never showed the weakness. You never showed, weakness. And I applaud you for that. But like I said, you know, you may being confident. It wasn't cocky. It was just believing in yourself and being confident. You wouldn't have been who you was if you wasn't as confident, because I think it made you play better. It made you have to live up to what you said you was going to do and who you was. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, that and not being afraid to fail, man. Just like you say, my family, I know, go all in, they gonna pick me back up. You know what I'm saying? And especially my sister, Mallory Spraggins, man, the
There you
angel.
go.
You know what I'm saying? Anytime anything go wrong, she gonna fix it. She find a way to fix it, man. Her
There
and
it
my mom
is.
put their heads together. And that's how I always, so that was always a comfort to me, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I've been spoiled my whole life, man. You know what I'm saying? So when I get out that level, I said, I want to be somebody, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's East
That,
St. Louis football, man. Like I say, I want to give you your props too, man, for you inspired me a lot too, man. You know what I'm saying? It was all about making plays, man. We both was all about that business, man. Even
he
though we
was.
went to the winter league, like we talked about that summer that we had, we was trying to get our bread right, trying to get back to the league, trying to get our thing together. We went hard, we enjoyed ourselves. Like I said, best summer of my life, man. You know what I'm saying? We
And you
bonded,
know what?
we tight after that.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, when we got real tight is when we was working for the league, trying to make it to the league. You know what I'm saying? And it was us. Everybody bounced and went to spring break, and everybody went home, and I got a chance to really spend some time with you every day. That it didn't feel the same. If I didn't see you, and it wasn't no, if I didn't see my nigga, I'm like, damn, something wrong. What you doing? What's up with you? So we had got so tight and so tough, man. We did everything together, man. You know what I'm saying? And that was so memorable for me, regardless of the outcome. You know what I'm saying? We worked our butts off, and that's one thing, you worked your butt off, but that's when I got a chance to, you let me in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you was closed, and you let me in your life, and I got a chance to know you. And like you said, the best time of my life, and I played 15 years, man, was when we was playing arena football when we first started. Only for the simple fact that we ain't had no money. We was trying to make it to the league. We was trying to do everything. We was broke. But I tell you what I seen you do. You always had bread, but you just kept it to yourself. And I would always see you do stuff for people that didn't have it. I seen you give people money when they were struggling. You know what I mean? Like, you just chilled out, but I see you always got a nod. You always had it. But I seen you do stuff for people who people didn't know that side of you. But when I seen that, I love that because I knew that was you. But like I said, that summer, man, we was broke. We was beating the brakes off everybody. I had the most fun in my entire career.
That's for sure.
When we played football arena, I had the best time of my life because I was with my boy. We was beating the hell out of everybody. And I was having fun, and I ain't have no ends. We ain't have no money. We ate the 50-cent 2 for $50 Taco Bells, man. You know what I'm saying? We was eating noodles. Them cats drinking beer to get full. But guess what? That's my favorite time I ever had in my life, dog. It was more because I was with my dog. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, you grew on me to a whole nother planet. You showed me realness. You showed me things that other people probably couldn't have showed me. But like I said, man, everybody that talk about you, Frank J, man, they love you to death, man. You always did the right things. And like I said, you one of the realest, if not the realest nigga I'd ever seen and ever met. And everybody that come on here, all the Leatherneck said the same thing. Buck couldn't stop talking about you. Lou couldn't stop talking about you.
My guys got love for me, man. Because it's hard to, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different men, a lot of different egos, personalities. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, we always teammates. Some you got along with, some you did. But like you say, when it comes between them lines, it's like that. But as a person in life, you always want to be remembered as good. The person have good things to say about you. Even if you respect you either way. If you stand on something, you stand on it. People will respect you for that. Yeah. But I was one, who don't want to be like, man? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I kept it real. I was honest. People who I love know it. People I don't know it. And it's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel I live my life. That's how it's supposed to be, man.
Now, it's going to be interesting when you see it, though, man. Like I said, it's a compliment to you. And so for me, man, like I said, I just want your kids. They all know who you is. Your kids, your moms, your sisters, your friends and family, probably one of the best athletes, if not the best at Western. And like I said, I asked Coach Ball, I put him on blast, and I didn't want to do that. Coach Ball was so great with me, dog. He was so real because he gave me, that's the one man, and that's the one thing, he looked me in the face and he was honest. Like you never lied to me, dog. You always told me the truth. Whether it was good or bad, you just looked me in the face and told me. But Coach Ball gave my only opportunity. Nobody else wanted me to play running back but Coach Ball. But I tell you this, I put him on blast because I knew, and I told him, I said, look, man, I know none of these Leathernecks going to take it the wrong way, but can you please tell me your top 3 best athletes that you ever coached? And Coach Ball had over 40-something NFL boys. Your boy, Brian Cox, never met him. I just heard a number of great things. Lou talked about him. You talked about him. I heard about these greats. Rodney Harrison, I heard about all these greats, which they're great. And I saluted. I went down and ran some names. I ain't name dropped because a lot of them I never met. But I wanted to salute the Leathernecks that made it to the league and did great. I'm your fan because you went to Western. You understand what I'm saying? And Coach Ball out his mouth, Frank J, I said, who's the best athlete? Don't care about what they did, how far they went. Who's the best athlete? And that man said, Frank Spraggins, Frank J. I said, man, I wasn't shocked. Hey, I wasn't shocked, but it made me smile because you're my friend. It made me smile because think of the class you was in. I ain't going to drop them other names, but think of the class, dog. You know them. Yeah. So that's just a compliment to you. And I think what he was speaking on, you and Stecker was the main two, but he was speaking on like,
that's huge.
Like Kobe. 17 years doing that, 4 years, 4-year
Yeah.
All-American. Show me who did that at that high level, man. That's hard. To be great 1 year can be luck. To do it 2, how, man. To do it 3, to do it 4, man, how, it's damn near impossible. So salute you to that, man. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, talk about, man, talk about this platform for you to talk to your kids, man, the people that mean something to you in your life, man. I wanted to do that. Like I said, man, I wanted to talk about who you was. I wanted to where I could talk for 2 hours about Frank J, man. That's so much. But go ahead on and talk about, here's a platform. Talk about some of these people you love that's in your life now, man. They're going to look at this 10 years from now, 1 week from now, 5 years from now. Man, you got the platform, man, to talk to some of the folks, man, you love, whether it's Lou, whether it's Buck, whether it's whoever else, your old lady. Go ahead on, take a few, Frank J, and let them know, man. I ain't putting you on blast. I just feel like I want the world to know who they is.
Yeah, like I said, they, mom and dad, mom don't know what it is. Sis, big brothers, you know what I'm saying? Every supporter, man. I said they got all support. Even like Lou, he was like a big brother when I got away from school, crazy about him. But, you know what I'm saying? This the Western, all my guys at Western, man. Every one of my single teammates, man, I actually went to war with.
Yep.
It's all the love, man. Anybody can call me. I talk to Donnie and all of them on the book. If some go down, we chop it up a little bit. So I still in touch, man. You chop it up. So we just how we got together. So I'm ready to fly anywhere, anytime for my guys, man. Like this family in St. Louis, man. It's like you say, everybody's still strong, but my family, everybody know I'm crazy about them, man. I look out for everybody, man. Nothing I won't do for nobody.
Yep.
Ain't nothing I won't do for my family.
And you was like that with all of us too, Frank J, man. You took us in as a Leatherneck and you treated everybody like that, whether it was a scrub that never played or a superstar. You treated everybody as such, man. And I applaud you for that because that just showed what type of nigga you really was, man. You know what I mean? From the Pat Huttons, cats that never really played much, you was cool and and they talked about you and they remember those things. You know what I'm saying? Pat was my guy. I had a blast with Pat. You know what I'm saying? Pat used to, man, Pat to this day, he get with all of us all the time. Pat keep that thing going. But things like that, like, he has some things to say about you in a positive way. But like I said, man, you always had so much love for everybody, man. If you put on that Leatherneck uniform, Frank J was riding, regardless. And like I said, man, you always had everybody back, man.
That's where I come from, man. You know what I'm saying? Just got to stick together, man. Black men, we all got a dream. We all ain't got no money. We all want to make home proud. And we just work. Mandatory weight training, mandatory study hall. You know what I'm saying? Winter, spring, we was out there, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why everybody appreciate everybody, man. That's why I'm saying going to school, studying, women, kids, managing all that, man. We was all about that, man. They try to get that dream, man. So I trade every morning. That's how we say he was on the other side of the ball, but it was all love, man, because we all trying to get there. We all looked at the same goal.
I never sat on that bench, man. Couldn't wait to see what y'all was doing. That's just how I was. I was never on the bench getting no water. I wasn't never tired. I couldn't wait to see, because if I sit down for a minute, y'all was ball hawks, man. Y'all, look, at Western Illinois offenses only thrives, and this is not hating, this is facts, because y'all gave us the ball so much. Y'all was always top 2, top 3 defense in the nation. Every year, Western put 3, 4, 5 niggas in the league. So if I go sit down and get some water, I'm going to jump up and get on the field anyway, because y'all finna get that thing back. Y'all was so crucial, man. There was so many monsters on that defense. I just looked like, damn, man, I'm just glad I survived. You know what I'm saying? Playing against y'all, scrimmage ones-on-ones, man, that was just surviving. That was the battle. You know what I mean? I knew they ain't stand no chance. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I gotta tell everybody about this.
Coach Wilt, though, man.
Huh?
Yeah, that's Coach Wilt, man. Like I say, he put a lot of pressure, man. Give him a shout out. I told you about the story where I dislocated my man's shoulder because he called me.
Go ahead and tell the Leatherneck man what happened with Coach Wood. I'm gonna tell you something about Coach Wood in a minute, real quick. You're gonna like it, but go ahead and tell me what Coach Wood, man, what he did, what he said.
I mean, he was just, he never. He would never told me I was All-American. He never showed no love. I didn't get an extra water, none of that, man. So he was sturdy though. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I always want him to talk about being that fan, because I'm gonna forget about me. But one play in particular, I think it was a slant route. Had the guy beamed up, you know what I'm saying? So I went behind him, you know what I'm saying? Want to crush him. Coach called me, pretty much called me a punk, man. I'm like, man, I'm All-American, man. Shit. I'm like, then a few plays later, another route come by, man, hit the dude, dislocated his collarbone, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, coach, threw my hands up, like, man, see what you made.
Hey, you know what's so funny, because that's you though. You know what I mean? When somebody challenge you to that extent, you rise. You know what I'm saying? And I got to talk about Wilt a little bit, man. Coach Wilt was thorough. Coach Wilt was my second favorite coach, and I ain't played defense. It's because of the way he was made. He would never compliment nobody, patting you on the back. I run a kickback. Coach Baltimore, all happy. The coaches, he looking like this.
Oh yeah.
So if he did something good with the head with you, you felt good. You felt like,
Right.
okay, yeah.
Right.
Because he wasn't with the compliments, and he was so straight up. You know, I talked about with Coach Ball and a few of the guys about the weight room. That little weight room, 190 degrees. We got on shirts, and we trying to get up out of there in 40 minutes. He got on 2 sweaters, the big weight belt, swole as hell, and don't give a shit about nothing. Mental toughness. Now, Coach Ball was telling me, man, we need to write some letters up to Western because Coach Ball got put in the Hall of Fame, and he said, look, man, I would have never made the Hall of Fame without Coach Wilt. Coach Wilt need to be in the Hall of Fame. So, man, Leatherneck.
Ain't no question about that. Ain't no question about that.
Man, Coach Ball said, man, all my tenure at Western, everything, all my success, I had the most perfect man with me, Coach Wilt. And he said, they put me in the Hall of Fame. He said, so, man, all the Leathernecks, man, send them letters up to Western. He said, Coach Wilt deserved. He said, I would not have had no success without that man. So, man, I'm going to send a letter and make some calls, man. Leatherneck, stand up for Coach Wilt. Coach Wilt was one of the realest individuals I ever met in my life, man. He was so G, for real, for real.
I bet you shit, 30 of those 40 players he got played defense.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling
you. Guys, was it, you know what I'm saying? You had Hardwell, all them cats, man.
Man.
David, you know what I'm saying?
Ron Brown, man, I can just keep running them.
That's all Western. You know what I'm saying? I was in camp. You know what I'm saying? Donnie was in camp. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
All of them.
It's like all.
Hey, I got a list, and it was 40-some players, dog. That man, I got the list. I talked about a lot of them when I did the little present the bio, just to even though cause I never met a lot of them, but I wanted to give congrats because I'm a Leatherneck, and I'm proud of y'all. I'm happy for y'all. I wish I could have done it, but I was happy for them. So for me, when you love somebody, you wanna salute them and celebrate them, and that's what I'm doing with you, man. I had to celebrate you, Frank J. I couldn't have this without you. You know what I'm saying? I told my old lady and everybody, like, look, man, I can't have nobody, but man, don't get it. I don't know if I'm even want to do the Western one. I love everybody else, but you was my man. It's like,
you got to, man.
Discussion, man.
And I just want to another story about the support group. You know what I'm saying? I think when I was thinking about the support from home, I remember even with Brian, I remember I tore my shoulder.
Yep.
Called him. I think he was in Miami at the time. He was $1,000 shoulder pads. You know what I'm saying? I never forget that. We played the game in Northern Iowa. We had no shoes. You know what I'm saying? Right. We needed some church. I need some church. Called me, sent me, Lamont, and Wayne a pair of fresh new Nikes. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Next
awesome.
day, so it was a beautiful thing. It's like you said, it was all support. It was all good at home, man. So that I wanted to slow up to my city for the support that they give me. You know what I'm saying? I had all games at the game. You know what I'm saying? Every Saturday it was at Western. My guys was there, the big homies. They came to see me play, man. So it was all up. I used to love to go home. I never came home and went back to school without no money, man. Just the guys on the block. You know, as soon as I get ready to hit the highway, don't leave without talking to me. So I definitely got to give salute to my city, man.
And that's what it's all about, man. So like I said, man, I want you to get on here, man, and talk about you a little bit. I talked about you a lot in the bio, man. But like I said, it was forever love, man. You treated everybody amazing. And you being real, like I said, you made it okay to be from around the way. You made it cool to have your pants a certain way. You made it cool to wear the hat that you believed in. You made it cool, and you installed that in so many folks, man. So like I said, I got a chance, man. You let that wall down. You let me in, even though I wasn't from around, but, you know, a brother from another mother. I appreciate you letting me in your life, man, because I had some of my best time in my life with Frank J., period. End of discussion. I just wanted your friends and family to know. I wanted them to know how thorough you was, man. And like I said, man, it made me smile, man. It made me smile when I put Coach Blast on ball because I knew how he felt. I knew what he thought. I knew what he saw. You know what I'm saying? Again, it ain't no disrespect, but when he said that, I was so happy for you because it was real. I felt that certain way. I could have ran my list. I stayed quiet. I said, Coach, I don't want to do you like this. Coach Ball was my dog. Coach Ball did so much for me. You know what I'm saying? And for him to do what he did, to send me tapes and to be a part of this and do all these different things, he had love for us, man. And one of his favorite spots was East St. He said that because he understood that area, he was always there. He knew y'all. And look at the results. Everybody that came from that area, they was trill. I ain't seen one cat from East St. that was weak, just keeping it 100. So my point is, you know, when he said that, man, I was happy for you, man. And like I said, he made it clear as day. Please, nobody don't take no disrespect, but I felt like that was a question I really wanted to know who we felt like because he had over 40-some NFL boys.
We all would have wanted to know that. You know what I'm saying? We all would have wanted to know that. You know what I'm saying?
So that just talks about you in general, man. And like I said, man, God got his God don't make mistakes. He do things for a reason. But I saw you up close and personal. Practices, games, you know, pro football. I just seen you smart as hell. Probably one of not the smartest men that I've seen on the field, like a quarterback, but on defense. So I just think that, man, the guys talked about that, man. But I really appreciate you being who you was, man. And then I just got off the tube with Eddie Joe, man. He was saying the same thing, man. We need to all get together. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long, long time, over 20 years, man, and we got
Long
something
time.
that's so special.
20.
We need to find a way to get together and just live life and enjoy each other, man, and things like that,
Right.
because you never know when that time comes for us. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a phone call away, fam. You know, I'm rocking
Yes,
with
sir.
you. You done took me to Kenosha before. I'd have been down to met you, boy. We done kicked it. So, you know, I
Man.
trust you on whatever. Let's roll.
So the
Let's
only thing I
whatever.
want to do, man, like I said, I'm so thankful, Frank J, you came on here with me, man. I needed you. Like I said, I ain't got no bio from Western that ain't got Frank J in it. But now all I need to do is put on these highlights. Well, I got to put these things
Oh,
on so
man.
these folks can see, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying, what I was
check
bragging
them out,
about,
boy.
what
I got
Coach
something
Ball
for
was
you.
talking about. There's some greats. Don't get it twisted. Western got some absolute thorough
Oh,
fools
yeah.
that was the truth. But my point
Yeah.
is, when you press play and it's just the highlights,
Oh, yeah.
number 9 flying
I'm
around
out
on everything moving. It's
I'm out
like, how could he be so lucky? The
I'm
ball
out there,
moving, the
man.
ball. Man, he was all over the place. So when I put that up, though, man, what I'm gonna do is, man, I only got one more left. I'm gonna go ahead on. I got some highlights. I'm gonna try to put all of them up. You know what I'm saying? But I got to get one of you and put up just you. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can see what Frank J was all
And I got
about.
on my man yesterday. I've been going to sketch. Don't worry about it. I'm taking care of it. I said
No, we're
that,
gonna be
anyway,
straight, but I'm gonna put some up with the whole team, but I gotta put yours up. Cause like I said, again,
no problem.
one thing I love about us, man, ain't no disrespect to nobody in no way, shape, or form. It's just I can't wait for them to see, because I saw it firsthand. I knew, you know what I'm saying? But I want them to see. So when they watch, they're gonna sit back and be like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
So with that being said, Frank J, man, so much love for you, man. Take care of yourself, be careful. We're gonna always be in touch. I'm gonna definitely put these highlights up and things like that. But man, like I said, I just wanted to talk to your family and friends, you know what I'm saying, about who you was, what you stood for, and everything you learned growing up with the older brothers and sisters and your pops, rest in peace, him and the whole 9. You did everything for your city, for your moms, for your peoples, and you've always did that, man. So I stand up with you, man, and say I appreciate you being a real one like that for me. Because like I say, you rolled for me. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget all the things you did for me. And I ain't got to talk about it. You know what it is. But I thank you for being on this with me, man. It means so much to me. You need to really think about doing yours. Yours will be off the charts.
Yeah, I'm inspired by it for
doing
sure.
a bio documentary of yourself, man. I love to be a part of that. But I'm telling you now, man, think about it. Watch some of mine, man, and take that and run with it. It's all about piggybacking and doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? My old lady put me on. She was like, man, you never say too much, you know, with this COVID-19 the whole 9. You know what I'm saying? Go on and speak to the world. You know, be as positive as possible, but tell the truth too, and then speak to some. You might have to say some things to folks without saying their names, but you're going to keep it real no matter what. That's Frank J.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, man, I really applaud you. Probably one of the best athletes that I've seen. Like I said, I watched all the stuff you did, man, but I really thank you, man. I'm so glad we became friends, man, and became from friends to brothers. So with that being said, all them Spraggins, man, everybody East State, stand up for my dog, Frank J, man. I really applaud you for doing this with me, and I'm going to talk to you soon, bro.
All right, family.
Take care of yourself, Frank J.
All right, man.